What skills can I learn to make money? This is going to be a big one, so get a pen and paper. So here specifically is what I'm going to talk about. Who are you? What are you an expert in? You do have skills. In fact, at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about the highest paid skills in 2022. I'm going to talk about how do you ask for the money? What do you do? And how do you give your offer? At the end of the video, I'm going to give you opportunity to come with me and make some money in the next few weeks. First of all, you're sitting on skills. God gave you amazing gifts and talents. You know that there's so many things. Here's the difference. Most of us, right? We go to school, we've been employee trained. So you're thinking of your skill set from an employee standpoint and whether you want a job or not want a job. Take that skill set and go, how do I make money with it? Somebody has your skill set, right? They're a photographer, they want to write a book, they are a great landscaper, right? That guy that built that lamp behind, he actually had a whole construction business and his hobby in his garage was metal art. So he built that and I said, that thing's amazing. He said, oh, it's just a little hobby I have. And he said, I'll give it to you for $20. And I said, well, I'll take it for 20, but in the future you're selling that for $150. So now he has a whole metal art collection. He's partners with his daughter. There's so many things. You take your hobbies, you take your skills, and you learn to be an entrepreneur and you monetize them. I wrote this in my Cash Machine book called the Skill Set Analyzer. And here's some questions to ask. List the responsibilities at your job or current company. What are the specific tasks associated to those responsibilities? What are the tasks you do at your job? Like, what have you been paid for? That's probably my favorite question. Because those people who come to my workshop or they come online or they'll come ask a question to me or call our office, say, I don't know anything. Yes, you do. We're not even going to start with that negativity. You know something. We're about solutions. So how have you been paid? That is one of my favorite questions. Someone's paid you to do something. When you read my Millionaire Maker book, there's actually a woman. She was an assistant. She was a virtual assistant. Didn't really enjoy it. And I said, asked her that question. What did you enjoy doing in the past that you've been paid for? She said, I worked at a vet clinic. I love working with animals. And I just said, go be a dog walker. Well, fast forward, her dog walking business, now she's home services. Because you got to think, if you're going to walk into a home and take care of dogs or children, I mean, you got the keys to their kingdom. Those are the most important things usually to those people. So what else can you do for them? What other service could you provide? Could you pick up their dry cleaning? Could you do their groceries? If you like to cook, maybe you do some food prep. Maybe you want to do outdoor things. You want to do some landscaping. Maybe you notice things that are broke that you're willing to fix for another rate, right? My daughter's babysitting this summer, and she's been babysitting, and I said, you babysit. And if there's other things like cleaning or cooking or food prep, that's additional. So I'm teaching her how to price to be in home services. In the Millionaire Maker, she went on to actually have an entire overnight clinic where the animals can spend the night, and she's partnered with a vet. I mean, she's become a multi-millionaire because she went from dog walking to owning it all. See, and that's where a lot of you, where you're being paid to do one thing, I need you to back up and think, who else is doing what I am good at in my skill set that I'm an expert in? And you may not think you're an expert, but you'll become one. I wasn't an expert in money when I started the cash flow game with Kiyosaki, but I became one. So I need you to act as if until you become. And that attitude is going to get you a long way. A few other things to think about. Just what activities, what hobbies, what do you do in your free time? What do you enjoy doing? Now, if sitting on the couch and eating bonbons is your thing, we're in a huge heap of trouble. You might as well just stay broke and not just, I'm not your girl. Because I'm the let's go get it done girl. And let's see, what other things? So here's a big one. What skills and tasks do you do that you just take for granted that you're good at? And I'm going to speak specifically to mothers at home. Because a lot of you are moms at home and you say, I don't have skills. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, you do. You cook. You probably clean. You might have a housekeeper. I'm going to talk about a story. All these are true stories. So I had a woman in Utah. She came and her husband had signed her up for my live workshop when we used to do them. And she didn't realize she had to be there to make money. And he was a big joint general contractor. So he was enjoying it. The kids were enjoying it. She's like, I'm not doing this. I said, oh, yeah. Everyone plays. You're going to play and you're going to make money. She said, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I have nothing to do. And I said, oh my God. You have to think of all the things you do. So I gave her the assignment to come back in the morning with the most proud thing she's ever done as being a parent. And she came back and she said, I put together this dietary program with one of my kids who had some autistic tendencies. And I did all the research, and just through nutrition and proper diet, we've reduced those tendencies. I said, oh my gosh, you have a book. She said, I'm not an author. Well, fast forward. She pre-sold that book to half the class because somebody knows somebody who has those problems or just wants her dietary instruction. And here's the other assumption that was wrong that she was making, is that everybody wants to go do that homework. Nobody wants to do that homework. People were going to pay $15-20 for your book because you did all the work. Thank you for doing the work. And now you're an author, and now we're going to sell it. So fast forward, she's now an author. She goes online and she actually is like I'd say a parent coach. She hasn't really titled it that way, but in our terms, she basically helps families that have autistic kids with different techniques and things they can do. So now she makes money, she's loving what she's doing, she's still a stay-home mom, she gets her own hours, she does what she wants. This was pre-pandemic, way before the pandemic. So all of these techniques work, you have to work them. So once you identify your skill, and by the way, we'll help you do that, you can always go to askloral.com, ask a question, make a request, and while we're here having a little moment break, I want you to subscribe to my channel. If you want to learn more about how to make money, how to invest money, I'm going to use the word save, but I like the word invest more. We'll talk about that in a minute. Subscribe to my channel. Check that notification box. Get your kids, get your family, get those people around you involved. Make financial literacy part of your 2022 goal. You have to be financial literate in this. It's so volatile, and there's so much going on. Cryptocurrencies, NFTs, how are you staying behind? You should be scared to death. So click on my channel, make some comments. If there's topics that you want me to talk about more, put them in the comments, and we'll come back out. We do videos 5 days a week, 10 to 15 minutes a day for financial literacy. Now, once you've identified your skill, or we've helped you do that, now you have to start marketing, right? I'm going to give you tickets to my marketplace, so you're going to come and you're going to learn how to do that. And then you have to ask for money. So I do a very simple, I call it serving, not selling. See, when you're really good at something, you owe it to somebody to get out here and help them. There's so much help that is needed in the world right now. You sitting back, on the couch having bonbons or not really being a great entrepreneur, you're ripping people off. So get out here and help people. Ask people, what's your problem? Like, I'll give you my script. I'll say, my name's Loral, I'm a money expert. How can I help you with money? And then you tell me your problem. And then I'm going to tell you that I'm your solution and how somebody on my team is a solution. And then I'm going to ask you for money. We begin. So it's not difficult. Things can be as low as $10, $15, end caps. And yeah, they can go all the way up to, real estate and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we're going to identify your skills. We're going to help you generate a market and help you ask for the money. Now, what do you do with the money? You got to save it. Now, saving is a word that's just kind of worldwide known. I actually like the word invest, because the pattern that creates millionaires and wealthy people is make and invest, make and invest, make and invest. If you save, it's undefined, right? So it's just a lump of money sitting in a savings account making no money. So I would prefer you put it into iFlip, so you're actually like making money. You're putting it to charity. You're putting it to real estate fund. You're actually defining what you want to do. I call it forecasting. So I'm going to teach you how to spend money. Different video, different day. But today I want you, just as you make money, make it the pattern of creating what I call a wealth cycle. You're going to make it, you're going to invest it, you're going to make it, invest it. Even if you start with a little bit of money every month, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you get your kids and you put it in a Roth IRA. Grows tax-free, tax-deferred. Why I like a Roth is qualified, and it's a little like, you got to be pretty definitive about taking that money out, because you're going to get fined, you're going to get taxed, you're going to have all sorts of fees. So I like that it puts it away from you for a while. For you big spenders, it's a way that you're preserving yourself till 60 and older to have some money. There's too many people that are 60, 70, and 80 that are going back to the workforce because they don't have enough money and they never put it away. So when you make it, invest it, you set the pattern up for you and your kids for a lifetime. So again, make sure that you have, rung the bell, shared, liked, and really help me move this channel. Financial literacy is way too important. Now I'm getting to the good stuff. You ready? The top skills that are paid in 2022 so far. Ready? SEO, which is search engine optimization, blockchain, video editing, digital marketing, sales, coding, copywriting, user experience, project management, and content marketing. Yes, welcome to the internet. Everyone's here. They've been here for 2 years, and people are making fortunes. So if one of those is your skill set, or your kids' skill set. Parents, you can ditch what you're doing and build a big business around your kids' skill sets. That's how I've made millionaire kids. One parent ditch what they're doing, partner up with your kid. They probably have these skills. It's amazing. So what I'd like you to do right now is come to my Millionaire Intensive and Marketplace. You're gonna make money. You have to do every task that I say. Before that, I'll have you jump into what we call fast cash coaching, where we're going to identify your skill set. You're going to start building your funnel, your offer, your pricing. Right? There's so many things that we're going to get you ready for. And every 3 weeks we do this. It's 13 hours of your life. That's all I'm asking for. So yeah, I want 10 to 15 minutes a day here on the channel. And then every 3 weeks, why wouldn't you come get a bunch of leads that you can sell to? And if you're out there saying, well, I don't have anything to sell, then come join us. Go to askloral.com, ask a question, make a request. You got to ask something. We're going to follow that with some tickets to my event. And we're going to follow that with software app for iFlip. So you have somewhere to go invest your money for now until you get more sophisticated of what to do. It's just the software. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.